So I'll make a motion to open the Marshfield Planning Board meeting for tonight, July 25th, 2022. It's 7:01 p.m. Do I have a second?
Kevin Cantwell, second.
Thanks. All right. And so present tonight, we have Fred Monaco, Nick Papastratis, Kevin Cantwell, Scott DeCastro, and myself, Katie O'Donnell. Mike Viviano, our chair, is absent. So on our agenda tonight, it looks like we have, well, our posted agenda said continued public hearing for a street improvement plan for Birch Road, but my understanding is that that is being continued.
Do you guys vote the opening the meeting?
Yeah, we have to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do the roll call vote for everything.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't. So sorry, said that and that I didn't roll call. So I'm just going to go in the order of the way you guys are on my screen, if that's okay. So Fred Monaco.
Aye.
Nick Papastratis.
Fred's got to say his name.
Oh, Fred Monaco, aye. Excuse me.
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Kevin.
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
Scott.
Scott DeCastro, aye.
And Katie O'Donnell, aye. All right. So sorry about that. All right. So it looks like we've received a request to continue for the street improvement plan for Birch Road.
Yeah.
And we need to vote to continue that, right, Karen?
Yes, the next meeting we have is August 8th, which is what Brian Murphy asked to be continued to. But I mean, you could pick the later month too. I'm not sure. Their email said something about still doing soil testing, so I don't know if we want to wait a little.
Yeah, they did say that, didn't they? When's our second meeting in August?
The 22nd.
Anybody have any thoughts?
I mean, we can go with the 8th and then.
Yeah, we can just put it on the 8th and then.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Down. Let's see here. All right, so I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing for street improvement plan for Birch Road to Monday, August 8th at 7 p.m.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Do I have a second?
Kevin Cantwell, second.
Okay. And roll call vote. Fred?
Fred Monaco, aye.
Nick?
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Kevin?
Kevin Cantwell, yes.
Scott?
Scott DeCastro, aye.
Katie O'Donnell, aye. All right. Next up, we have the vote on the draft California street improvement decision. Karen, do you have any comments on that?
No, I think Greg had sent it. I mean, I sent it out today, but Greg had sent it
Yeah.
a week or so ago. I don't think it's the only change since Greg first sent it out is just we added the date for the latest plan set that was missing from your original version. But it was conditioned as discussed at the last meeting for all of the things that the editorial comments Pat had for the plan. So otherwise, I think it's all set.
Okay. Any discussion on that?
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay.
good.
So, sorry. So I'll make a motion that we approve the California street improvement decision dated July 13th, 2022.
I'll make a motion. We approve the California street decision of July 13th.
For a second.
I'll second Kevin Cantwell.
Okay. Fred?
Fred Monaco.
Sorry, Nick?
Nick Papastratis, aye.
Scott?
Scott DeCastro, aye.
All right, and Kevin, you said
Yep.
that already. And Katie O'Donnell, aye.
Okay, I'll get the date changed to tomorrow and have these ready for whenever you guys can start to drag yourselves in here.
All right. Next up is Beaver Crossing, request for a release of unused review fees.
Yes, we have There's $40.55 in the subdivision review fees and $650 in the water resource protection review fees. So the applicant has requested that they be returned to them. We're all done with review fees. They're just now into the inspection fees.
Oh, okay. So Amory, their bill was paid.
Their bill was paid, Ed's Eichner's bill was paid. I think they were all paid some time ago. So Pat gets paid out of the inspection account.
Okay.
So we just wanted to have you guys just vote to make it clean.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to release the unused review fees for Beaver Crossing. Is there a second?
Second, Nick Papastratus.
Nope, but I got it.
Who was the
Kevin
second?
Cantwell, second.
Oh,
All right. Any discussion? Okay. Roll call. Fred,
Fred Monaco, aye.
Nick,
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Cantwell, yes.
Scott,
Scott DeCastro, aye.
and Katie O'Donnell, aye. All right. Oh,
and
sorry.
another vote.
Somebody just pulled up in the driveway or right across the street, apparently. So hold on, I'll mute first.
It's okay. You're fine.
All right. And next up is the discussion on the electronic signs in the letter that we had received from one of the Drosopoulos brothers.
Yeah, from Stephen Drosopoulos. That he was hoping that the board on their own would undertake some of the changes, basically to allow LED signs. Mike had stopped in the office a couple of weeks ago and he was like, absolutely not. Is the board going to do this? But he would be happy to review if it's a petition article. The warrant opens for the fall, like in 2 weeks or something. So it's clearly not going to happen for the fall. It's just whether the board has any interest to make any of these changes or just hold. I mean, if he runs a petition article, we have to just hold a hearing anyway. So the board can still weigh in. But Greg wanted it to just figure out what people's thoughts are, if anybody really wants the LED lights in town or signs in town or not.
I don't have a passionate feeling that we need to make a change here. I don't know how everyone else is feeling.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with the way that it is at the moment.
I mean, so I have a question. So Rexham General Store has a sign. What's that? But that one's not a flashing. That one's a static sign, I guess. Doesn't change every 20 seconds. I don't know so what's the difference, Karen?
Well, right now, I think the people who have those LED signs have gotten, they have somehow gotten, I don't know if they have variants or I don't know what they have to have those signs, but they're told that they can't change messages regularly. Well, what the Venus would like to do is to keep changing messages. You know, here's our lunch special, here's our dinner special, you know, that kind of thing. Right now, they're not allowed to. But he would also like animation to have flags waving on the sign and stuff like that. Somehow, you know, he's of the opinion that it's hurting his business by not being able to do that. I don't know how widespread this view is amongst the business community. I mean, the chamber has mentioned that there are members who want to change it, but we haven't gotten anything other than from the Venus.
I think, Kevin, like you saying that about the convenience store there, and like in the letter, you know, they reference Marshfield High School, but again, those change. The messages don't change rapidly. I don't see any for animations and colors.
Right.
That
They're also not in like residential areas. like Venus happens to have like a bunch of actual homes behind across the street
Yeah.
where Wrexham General and the high school don't have any dwellings, like invisibility of those signs really either.
Yeah, I think the way that that this letter, like their proposed change, just to strike that portion, kind of leaves the town wide open to signs of a very wide variety going in any number of places.
Well, I mean, this is not, he hasn't provided us with a modified bylaw in any way. He didn't want to do that. He wanted the board to do that. And I mean, if the board wants to restrict LED signs but allow them in some cases, then, you know, we could look at rewriting it. I mean, the towns around here all have different varying levels of allowing it. I know Greg and I had looked at Hanover's before. It's really, I think, comes down to, do you want to entertain LED signs, period? And I don't know.
Karen, just curious, the billboard, that has its own definition. This is a separate sign. This digital signage is a separate definition and discussion. Is that correct?
The sign was approved when I wasn't here, so I'm not particularly sure how that happened, but I think it's slightly different from this process. And I mean, there's like, I mean, doesn't, like, the Cask has an LED sign, doesn't it? And, you know, the Venus does, and there's a bunch of places that do. They also want to be able to use all the colors, and they've been told they can't use any traffic light colors. But like I said, Mike has said absolutely not. Does he want to be part of it? I think he said he counted 17 times in his tenure that people have tried to change the bylaw. That seemed a little high, but something like that.
That's what kind of my feeling is that we've had a lot of that starting to change the sign bylaw. I think we've looked at it in the past few years, like during my time on the board this time, and it's always ended up, we've looked at it and then we've decided to table it, that it opens more issues than it solves.
I think it becomes a problem where it's not one size fits all, and the people who want it changed want it to be one size fits all, and that's where I think the problem comes in. But I think there's a gentleman who just joined us for Birch Road, and I just wanted to announce that they are continuing tonight, and we will be hearing testimony for that, and it'll be continued to August 8th. Anyway.
So Mr. Shaw, did you hear that?
So, I mean, Greg, I'll tell Greg to report back to Mr. Drosopoulos that the board does not want to propose any changes, but we'll be happy to hold a hearing should he do a petition article.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
So.
I'm not a big fan of this either, so I'm good.
I will let Greg know, and he'll get back to him.
Right. And let's see here. Board and staff reports.
I think you've all seen, we set up the MAPC Economic Development Master Plan meeting at the library for August 17th. Fred's already said he's coming. If anyone else wants to come, let us know. And hopefully we get a good turnout there.
Now that's posted as hybrid. I was just curious how it's going to work.
I was surprised by that too, but that the consultant will run the Zoom, I guess. somehow. I don't know. We'll see. We've talked to IT and they'll get a web camera and I don't know. We'll see how it works. I was surprised by that. And I heard from Grady Consulting today that Veraki's trying to come in with a modification for Progress Way, so that they're hoping to do a minor modification, but I don't think it's minor. So I'll talk to Greg about that tomorrow. But there's a bunch of, they want to change, put the cul-de-sac back in, do some drainage changes, move the walking trail, lots of things. So it's that lot right next to the ball fields. It's like, I know it's had different numbers, but it's this long, a very long lot.
Yeah.
So, that may be coming up over the next, if they have to, if it's a major modification, they have to post it. It'll be a public hearing, so probably in the beginning of September sometime. So, that's about it. Greg will be in tomorrow. I guess that, oh, and then we have the minutes for June 27th. If you want to, if anyone looked at those or want to vote on those, or
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of June 27th. Do I have a second?
Kevin Cantwell, second.
Okay, roll call. Fred,
Fred Monaco, aye.
Nick,
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
Scott,
Scott DeCastro, aye.
Katie O'Donnell, aye. All right, anything else anybody wants to share?
Yeah, I guess
discuss?
just to confirm, are we now remote from until March of next year? Is that right?
that's the plan, unless
Okay.
you guys want to, unless you want to come in, but we can continue like this until March.
Yeah, I
Fine
would
by me.
hang on that.
All right,
All right, anything else?
that's it.
All right. Motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Do I have a second? All
Kevin Cantwell, second.
right, roll call. Fred,
Fred Monaco, aye.
Nick,
Nick Papastratus, aye.
Kevin,
Kevin Cantwell, aye.
Scott,
Scott DeCastro, aye.
Katie O'Donnell, aye. All right. Thanks, everyone.
All right,
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a great
I
night.
got you, Bob.
Bye.
Hey, have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everybody.